Hello, we're back. Doing this review and play of Kingdom Come. What did I say? Kingdom Come? Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm all over the place, people, and I'm sorry about that. It's what I do. It's who I am. Well, we just explored the heck out of this area. Everywhere. We went everywhere, even the dangerous stone mines where I thought for sure we were gonna die. Like I was just certain gonna die. We didn't. So here we are, finally advancing the story.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old fate weaver, eh?
What's a fate weaver?
Fate weavers look at the great tapestry of fate. The threads will tell us how a life will unfold. But knowing the future and being able to change it are two very different things.
You know, I would like to ask him more about that. Like, that is a very unsatisfactory answer. Hughes sent me to find why.
Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now.
What makes you think he's dead?
The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but Hughes' success would come on the day of his death. He took it pretty well, honestly, although we did a lot of drinking after that.
The cards? What are these cards you speak of?
You really don't know much, do you? A fate weaver taps into the threads of fate and channels that energy through a focus. My order prefers cards. The cards are unique to each fate weaver, since we all see the weave differently.
That's okay. I was dead too.
You're the one. Then that means it all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
Perform special attacks and defeat enemies to gather threads of fate energy. When your fate meter is full, the fate symbol will pulse. You can then use your fate energy to enter reckoning mode. Excuse me. Hold on, let me do that again without all that stuff in my throat. When your fate meter is full, the fate symbol will pulse. You can then use your fate energy to enter reckoning mode. Reckoning mode greatly increases your speed and attack power. It lasts until either your fate meter runs out or you fate shift an enemy. Press and hold LT, left trigger and right trigger to harness the power of fate. Enter reckoning mode now. Okay, you gotta hold it down. As you defeat enemies in reckoning mode, their fates will begin to unravel. Press A to continue. So like what you try to do is kill every enemy or as many as you can before your meter runs out. Because if your meter runs out, you won't be able to do the super move, and that's what you're trying to do. And if you don't get to do your super move, I think they all come back. Move near an unraveling enemy and press A to perform a fate shift. This uses your remaining fate energy to destroy all unraveling foes and grants you an experience bonus. Now that's what we saw with the rock troll. We did the same thing to that bastard. So, only, I think we auto fate shifted, like instead of doing the trigger, we just had to hit A, and it automatically entered the rock troll into unraveling, and then all we had to do was the fate shift so that we did the super move. We got the So obviously, you want to kill as many of them as you can before the meter.
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that?
Did the well cause this?
Hughes may have brought you back to life, but that was still part of fate's plan. Nothing short of a god can do what you did. Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death.
I wish you could. Do you always see death?
It's a gift. Some people paint landscapes, other people write poetry. I peer into the weave of fate's tapestry and see people's deaths.
I apologize. Hold on for a second. There's this cat that comes by my house that I always feed when she pops up. And she just popped up. So I have to feed her. I wish you could be like, I don't care if you see my death. I do not feel my fate. Is this why Hugh sent me to you?
That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes.
I do not believe in fate.
That's fine, but you don't have to. But I can see that you're nervous. Relax.
He's not nervous.
This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your thread in the weave of fate. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much.
See, like, neither of these responses. Like, when you say, this would have been another way to make dialogue choices matter. What you do is, depending upon how you answer in one spot, it may determine what you can say in the next. And if you say, I don't believe in fate, one, that does not sound like a nervous response. That's the first thing. Like, I disagree that somebody would look nervous. Like, I mean, maybe they could, but I feel like you should have the choice. Give me an obvious nervous answer, even if you got to put in brackets nervous next to it, and give me one that isn't nervous. Because Thayle ain't nervous. Thayle ain't shook. You know what I'm saying? So then you pick that, but then here, you should be able to be like, I told you, I don't believe in fate. You know, something like that. Instead, your choices are, wait, you can't see my fate? Or I'm real, you must be drunk. Like, I don't like either of these responses. You can't see my fate, can you?
Fate's weave is always hard to see. It's in motion, hard to make out, but undeniably there. Yours is just missing. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
Now notice that he said that nothing short of a god would be able to do what we just did. And I knew that already because even though it's been a long time since I played this game, I've played enough, to remember that part. And that is why it was important for me to give the character a name that sounded like it could be the name of a deity. And I thought Thayle worked. So obviously our two options here are going to be Brawler or Rogue. Oh no, why did I say that? Brawler or Acolyte. Because we spent 1 point, and those are the requirements to unlock these things here. What's so great about the progression in this game, though, is that you can also do hybrid destinies. So obviously we might combine with sorcery, but we don't meet the requirements yet. Just yet to be a guardian. But that gives you different abilities. Like as you advance, you get more and more interesting abilities. Like the progression in this game is fun. I have to say it is one of the best progression systems. I love it. It was well done, it's well thought out. But anyway, we're gonna go with Brawler for now. That's us. With this destiny, you are a formidable melee combatant. You can withstand a lot of punishment, and it is usually more efficient for you to block or suffer an attack rather than dodge one. Acolyte. As an acolyte, you are devoted to the arcane and the mastery of elemental forces. You prefer to destroy your opponents with raw magic rather than through crude or mundane methods. Plus 25% elemental damage, 10% mana cost reduction. Here we get plus 15 melee attack damage, which I always love because I'm very offensive. But you know what I mean. And I'm rarely a defensive sort. So that's what I see melee damage. I almost always go for it. Like Pooh Bear to Honey. But you also get plus 20% block efficacy. Rogue. Unlike many of the warriors of Amalur, rogues prefer to fight from far away or from behind, or by dishonorable means, and usually by surprise. As a rogue, you sneak, dodge, and slather weapons with poison to gain the advantage in combat. Plus 10% ranged attack damage, plus 30% damage resistance while dodging, plus 5% piercing damage. It really lets you flesh your character out, this system they use. Like, I love it. Love it. Did we spend points in finesse? Why do we meet the requirements for this? Like, what's going on? I don't recall ever doing that. And then they even have the combination if you go for all of them. You could be, so this is awesome. Now me, I'm very shallow. So sometimes, especially once you become more powerful, I will make my decision based on just the title which means nothing, but that's who I am. And while I do like the skills you get with this series of destinies here, I hate the names. Like, I don't like any of them. So I'm actually more inclined to be Might Finesse than the Might Finesse and Sorcerer. Fortunately, I like these. I like the titles for this, and I like the titles for this. Now, I don't like being Finesse and Sorcery. But if you do, you got some cool titles. If you like being pure Sorcery, you got some cool titles. Rogue, you got some cool titles. And it's like you don't suffer no matter what you pick. We could go full Warlord if we wanted to. We're not going to. But man, when you go full Warlord, it's awesome. Like, no matter what you pick, it's like each idea was fully fleshed out, in my opinion. And you don't feel like, man, it sucks to do anything. It's like, no. It doesn't suck. No matter what you pick, it doesn't suck. What did you see?
I can see the threads around you, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly, I can't make sense of them. Normally, the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with me. What does this mean?
It could mean nothing, or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that, or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings, but we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. Once I was Agarth the Unyielding, the Blade of Avgrum. I wrestled the Colossus priestess and declined knighthood by the High King of the Fae. I was a hero of men, but that wasn't enough for me. I joined the Fate Weavers, hoping to find a way to conquer destiny itself. Turns out fate is the one thing I couldn't fight.
I like Agarth's gear. Like, it just looks cool to me. And I like his sword, even though it's probably not one we would ever equip unless we still could not use great blades, because we're going to use great blades.
You can find Arden's little cottage in the middle of Joven. Had to move there when he got run out of town. He's a damned good Fate Weaver, but that doesn't make you very popular. Especially not in dark days like these. We are all threads in the tapestry of fate, measured, woven, and cut according to a great plan. Fate Weavers undertake the task of reading those threads. Our title always was a bitter lie, since we have no control over how that tapestry is woven. But you do. And when a Fate Weaver looks at your place in the weave, we see only the shapes of what you may choose to become. The Fate Weavers were once a great, unified order of sages from all the mortal races. We foretold the destinies of kings and gods. But that power takes a toll. Nobody likes bad news. And all the news in the world is getting worse. The order splintered long ago. Now the old traditions are all but lost. And all I foretell is the fate of my beard. And I see it being empty soon.
What was your relationship with Hughes?
Hughes was always an odd one. Curious and determined as any of his kind, sure. He never shut up about his work. But he always knew what was important. He didn't worry about dying as long as he knew he'd get the well working.
And the Tuatha?
The Tuatha aren't like any Fae I've ever known. They're cruel, bloodthirsty, and savage. Why, they're practically human.
See, I wouldn't ask. Thayle would not ask what's wrong with his fate. He would be like, yeah, I'm something different, you know?
That's just it. I don't know if you've got one, but that's why we're going to see Arden. He lives in a little hut to the east in Yulven. I'll meet you there. What could this all mean?
If you guessed that it's gonna take us forever to do the next part, the next main quest, you have guessed perfectly right. Forever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Yes. It's gonna take a while. Y'all, I'm sorry. It's gonna take a while now. Okay. Okay, okay. What is that next to us? What is that? What is this? Oh, it's the mines. Okay. We almost went back to Stone Candle Mine. Okay, okay. Forever, ever? Forever, ever? Yeah, it's gonna take a while, though. Because whatever there's new areas, you saw how we treat them. We go over them with a fine-tooth comb. The Legend of Dead Kell to pursue this quest. Okay, so I was concerned as to whether or not the DLC was activated because I couldn't see where it was. And well, now we know. It is definitely active, so that's cool. New quest special delivery. What the hell is that? Oh, well, I think that's the DLC. I mean, what you call them? Like the gear. I think there's like a special gear you get. Because this was back when Dragon Age 2 was made or something. What's our weight limit right now? Okay, we're about to hit our weight limit. So yes, heavy gear matters.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olain's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
The lore stones were something I actually liked about the game. They were a nice touch. And if you noticed in the corner, it was like, hey, you find all of them in an area, they will give you a permanent bonus. And believe it or not, on my first playthrough, maybe even the second, it took a while before I realized that. I never knew that. I just found them. I found all of them just because I have a problem. I have a compulsive problem. That's why. But I had no idea there was actually a benefit to it. And that was great. Because the sad thing is, part of the reason why I wasn't expecting a benefit is because in too many games, there is no benefit. Hey, just collect 200 of these things, like, and then you get an achievement. Okay, thanks for nothing, you know? But in this, they were like, hey, if you find this stuff, it matters. New location, Gohart discovered. You have discovered a new location. You are now able to fast travel to this location from your world map by pressing the back button. If you'd like to fast travel, press Y to switch from the local map to the world map. Here on the world map, you can select locations you discovered and fast travel to them by pressing A. So, if we wanted to fast travel to this, we could. But we do not want to.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Okay, I was about to say, as they continue to stand there. Yeah, we're going to check that out in a minute, but it's going to be difficult to get me to give this weapon up until we have a compensator. And the reason for that is because I like having elements on my weapons, and we do not have the skill to do that ourselves just yet. But I can't wait. Ooh, a sturdy hood. Now I know it's not as good as what we have on. I do know this. But at the same time, you know me, sometimes I do stuff just for aesthetics. And look at the aesthetics. Something about heavy armor with a hood, man. I'm in love. I'm in love. I need love. See, this is the special delivery quest. And this is where you get, I want to say, okay, am I wrong? What is this stuff? The hell is all this? I mean, I don't think we can take all of it because of our limit, but what the hell? You have reached the limits of your character's inventory. This limit can be further increased through the purchase of backpacks and certain merchants. You do not have the space in your inventory. Destroy or search. Okay. How much did we take? Virtually nothing. That's how much we took. Just like that, we gotta do stupid inventory management. Game. Gonna throw it all in junk. I mean, technically we shouldn't though, because this game has a good crafting system and breaking stuff down is good for supplies, but I think we'll be alright in the end. Yeah, we're gonna take the risk. We'll be okay. Wait, what do we have on our back? Wait a minute. Okay. Even though we haven't been using that, like, at all, but still. I know the helm is better, but I think we're going to stay with the hood. I think we're going to do it. Now, we won't always be able to do this because they do have something called a set bonus. This is rogue. So I guess hoods are rogue. Cowls are magic. How's that look to you guys? The color's off. So we'll stick with that. Throw that in trash. Throw that in trash. Trash, 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 trash. Even though, again, this is kind of bad. It's kind of bad to do everything we're doing right now. Because this is valuable crafting components we are just throwing the hell away. Ooh, a talisman. Boo. I want that talisman. Because of how talismans look. There's nothing to do with anything else. Okay, so wait. See, now I'm not so sure that's weight. I'm starting to think that is how much health that item has. Because items wear in this game. Alright, let's go to the store. What is this? Let's look around. Let's look at the map. Can't zoom in that much. I hate that. I don't care about any of that right now. I guess we'll go to the corner shop. Dude, I cannot really see worth a damn. I'm so mad right now that you can't zoom in further. I'm not happy. I am livid. You know what? Maybe we won't sell everything. Because how much money do we have? We have 500 gold right now. So, hold on. Let's go to junk. We might have to move. Alright, so we have 41 items in junk. We'll do like every other thing. Actually, this stuff we definitely need to drop that. We're just picking them at random. No, it should tell us how many items we have. Okay, so we have 41 items in junk. Now we'll take it down to like 25. Something like that. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, yeah, we'll do that.
Welcome.
Hey, what's in here? Who's got in here? Oh, that would be stealing. But I can break your crap, and you got no problem with that. Yeah, I know, we may have screwed up immersion. But that's life. That's life sometimes. Forges will allow you to craft your own weapons and armor using the blacksmithing skill. All unequipped weapons and armor in your inventory will appear here. Well, we gotta make sure we sell the junk first. And we sell to her.
Are you here for a weapon? Going to earn a lord's favor in this ridiculous war, are you?
I don't know. Oh, goodbye. You just repair stuff.
I'll be here.
We're gonna have to have a conversation soon, but right now we're doing inventory
Welcome
management.
To Warheart, the last settlement before the Feylands. How can I fill your pack today?
How can I fill your pack? Alright, we sold all our junk.
Come see me again.
I will. Alright, time to salvage. Well done, you salvage components to craft your own gear. Magical weapons and armor can be salvaged for better components. And this is all random. But if you want to get technical, like say you want to play this game and you want to max yourself or whatever the hell. I don't know if it works in a PC version, but you can do save scumming. Well, in the version I played, which was the PlayStation version, I would do save scumming like all the time. And if you don't know what that is, you should not be gaming. No, I'm joking. I'm messing around. But save scumming is when you save right before you do something, such as salvage, and you salvage, and if you don't get what you want, you reload that save, try salvaging again, and you keep loading the save until you finally salvage for something you want. And that is generally what I will do. I won't record that, I'll just let you know that I'm trying to get certain components, and we'll be back. That kind of thing, that's what I'll end up doing.
Don't start any
But yes, I do save scumming quite a bit. Because that salvage can be nasty, it can be mean. I'll bet you this stuff doesn't even sell for a good amount of money. Look at this. The knight. Like, that would be awesome. If that's what we wanted, if that's the kind of thing we did. The beast is the destroyer. Wow, it is weaker damage-wise than the sword we have now. It's weaker. Look at it. Look at it. I mean, it's got bleed damage over 5 seconds. That's something. Let's see what it looks like, though. Oh, that is ugly. I mean, hey, if you guys love it, if it fits your character, rock it. But I do not like it. It does not fit the character that we are playing right now. It's not. That is not Thayle worthy. Wait, we can use this? Now, it's kind of funny because I said it's going to be really hard to get me to not use this. But I did say, I did have that caveat. If I'm not, before we can use a compensator. Well, we can use a compensator, and on top of that, this compensator does elemental damage. So, that makes me very happy. So there. The mountain. Let's look at what the mountain looks like. That's cool. So it's like Dragon Age Inquisition, the environment, the surrounding, the atmosphere. Very few games compare to that, in my opinion. Junk. We could have equipped it, though. We could have equipped it. Hold on. Let's go to junk. So you can see what it looks like. I want you to see. Those are pretty cool looking. The hunter. I mean, these are some unique looking weapons. They're not for me, but... Ooh, Fame Blades. They look cool. That might be our secondary weapon. I don't know. Let's go throw them away. Throw you away. We saw the beast, but here it is again in case you forgot. And we're going to throw the Fame Blades away. Forge. Actually, we don't even need the numbing longsword anymore. Because we're going to use the forge. That is happening. And it looks... Excuse me. See, I told you I wasn't... Got this cough, man. I don't feel bad, but I'm coughing. But Inquisition, atmospherically, look great. Very few things look better in that sense. If I was a hammer person, this would be it. And hammers are quite godly looking, but no. Staves the flame. Holy mackerel. Hot damn. That is cool. But again, not for us. Look at those chakrams. So we'll be equipping these as our secondary weapons. That's cool looking too. Alright, so we're going to go with this. And for our secondary weapon, even though it is hard as balls not to use this, we're going to... Oh my god. Alright, so secondary will be alternating between these two things here. I mean, this is cool too, but no. But no. But I have to show you the chakrams. I believe that it's an actual crime if I do not show you the chakrams. Alright, Guardian Helm. Which is better than the hood. Let's look at the... Well... Let's look at... Because this might have... Yup, this is a set bonus. When I played all those years ago, I do not believe we got all this stuff in the chest before. I don't think we did. Way back then, I do not think that was the case. Actually, let's do the other stuff because we're going to throw them away. Like, we are throwing them away. Damn, that looks cool. That also looks cool. And there we go. That's what I love. That's what I was trying to get before. Nice. Oh my god, like I know we didn't get this stuff before. Hell no. Alright. The volley shoes. And then robes replace like everything except for the gloves. Wait. Where did we pass the robe? Okay. So there is no robe. Which is kind of weird, right? Because usually that's why you don't have legs for mages, and I thought those were mage items. But maybe they aren't. But usually that's why yeah, they're sorcery. They're mage equipment. Did we leave some stuff in the chest? Is that what's going on? No, it's empty. Oh, I bet we accidentally sold it. Oopsie. Okay. So we're not going to get to see that. I'm sorry. But let's look at the running man gear. So we sold the robe, because usually that's what it is. The robe covers the chest and the legs, so... There you go. This is the rogue gear that you get from the special delivery chest. Again, this was not out when I played. I do not think it was. But everyone knows we're definitely going Guardian because that's who we are. And we're going to get the set bonus. So we can't wear a hood anymore, so that sucks. As far as what shield we're going to use, we can't equip a shield, can we? Or in this game, I think maybe you can equip a shield. Yes, you can. Another reason I love this damn game. But for looks, it's hard to say. Like, I do like the tower. I like how that looks, but no, definitely not. I would definitely not go for the tower because of appearances. So it would be between that and the truth. Those are my two favorite appearance-wise, even though they're nowhere near as strong as this. blocks 7 damage, blocks 9 damage, blocks 7 damage, but this gives you health, critical hit with melee. This adds elemental resistance. I think we're gonna go with this because I like how it looks, and it gives you more of that when you combine it with the heavy armor and the compensator. It's just beautiful. It's like, yeah, we're part mage, sucker. You know. So we're gonna go here. Oh crap!
Nice to see you.
Wrong way. Wrong way. There's a big old X where we needed to go, and I still got it wrong. Don't care. Is what I do. I mess up sometimes. Damn it.
Hello. Care to part with some gold?
No. I want to see if I can make you part with your gold. Alright, and she's going to give us a ton of money for this stuff. The smart money would be to save scum this stuff here, right? Because they have, you know, when you break that down, you're going to get mad loot for that. There's just no way you don't get loot for that. Or I should say mad components, rather. But, I don't know. No matter what, I know we're going to be fine in the end game. But she's willing to give us like a whole ton of coin. God, the flame. I don't want to sell that. I don't. But the moon. I'll sell the moon. Alright, moon. I'm sorry. We don't even need money like that. We ain't even going to spend it like that, but...
Come see me again.
Yeah. Alright, since we're here, let's go ahead and talk to them.
Care to part with some gold?
I want to get you to part with some knowledge. Tell me about this crystal war.
The Alpha and the Tuatha have been at each other's throats for nearly a decade now. I can't remember the reason. I wonder if they can, the fools. You will find it settled on a small lake beside the eastern road. Compared to Gorhart, Didenhill could be called a city.
Alright, so Gorhart is much smaller than Didenhill, but Didenhall is not actually a city, maybe? Compared to an actual city, it's just compared to Gorhart, Didenhall is a city.
The Fae are elemental creatures, magical and strange. None too considerate of us mortals either. They see us like pets, or worse, like bugs. It's best that you stay out of the eastern forest. I've seen things you can't even imagine. The road is dark and dangerous, and it's a long hike to Didenhill.
Yeah, so you know we're not heeding anyone's warning, so...
Some call it the Camp of Cowards, on account of it being settled by those who refuse to enter the forest. Can you blame them? Never trust a wood that whispers. There's Nettie the Smith, and Nanny handles potions and remedies. The inn's across the way if you fancy a pint. Keep an eye out for the Red Legion, though.
See, to me, and some games do this, do not have dialogue options all available no matter what. Have some of them only appear based on what happens. So, Thayle would not know to ask anything about the Red Legion. He's never heard of them. Why would he know anything about who's the Red Legion? But after, if we chose to talk to her about these other things, she just mentioned Red Legion. Now Red Legion should pop up.
Oh, I doubt it's an organized group. More likely that it's one scared idiot with a knife. I heard someone in the village mention the Red Legion, but that can't be true.
What is she talking about? Like, oh, I doubt it's an organized. What are you? What? So, I'm guessing that the developers expected us to do the logical thing, which was wrong. And that we talk to the people that are right out there because something just happened, and logic would dictate we talk to them and go, hey, what was that about? Instead of, doing inventory management, picking flowers, doing everything except talk to them. So I'm guessing when we talk to them, they would have mentioned the Red Legion as possibly the ones who injured that person. No, I wasn't looking there, and no, this is not based on memory, but hearing the noise, somebody's clearly injured. Sounds like somebody in permanent O moment, So I'm guessing they'd say, we don't know who did this. Perhaps it was the Red Legion. And this, dialogue option was us going, do you think the Red Legion hurt that Fae out there? That kind of thing.
Me? Widowed, going on 5 years now. All my boys were taken by the Tuatha. Both sons, my brother, and my beloved Avery. Wicked business, this war.
And it's like, even this, why put their name in there? Why not make this less of a menu and more like dialogue? Tell me about yourself,
I refuse to speak of them. Please respect my wishes.
You may notice I laugh sometimes. It's because the animation in this game,
Come see me again.
in case you haven't noticed, is not very great. It's like sometimes it's downright goofy.
Hello there. The post in Gorhart would be an easy one if not for all the thieves and murderers. I don't remember the last time I slept. I wish I was fighting in the war. The action is in the east. No one's ever seen Tuatha this far west. The post in Gorhart would be an easy one if not for all the thieves and murderers.
What do you need?
Nothing. Just wanted to chitty chat.
Troublesome creatures, the Alfar. No doubt this war is a result of their meddling in the affairs of others.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I'm not saying that based on knowledge obtained from having played this game. It's just the Tuatha don't look like, you know what I mean? They don't seem like it's anyone's fault. It just seems like they just hate everyone.
We here in Gorhart are far from the front, and deliberately so. Our hearts may be with the Alfar, but our bodies stay here, safe on the other side of Dalentarth. We've seen our fair share of dead. The truth is, we have as many cemeteries as we do settlements. Look around you. These are no mere woods. This is the heart of the Feylands. Once you enter the forest, you won't emerge again until you reach the plains. The Fey are one with this land in ways that no mortal race could ever be. They are true creatures of magic. Leave the village, walk 50 paces in any direction, and you'll find a Fey. Pray it's a friendly one. It is an Alfar stronghold in the east. And if the reports from the front are to be believed, Melsenshir is all that stands between the Tuatha and us. I intended to pledge my sword to the Alfar, to fight the blasted Tuatha. Had my helmet freshly polished, my sword sharpened to a deadly edge. Then I saw the carts headed west. They carried the corpses of the fallen, some all the way from Melsenshir. After that, my fire to fight went out. Forever.
I can understand that.
I hear their warriors die as easily as any others, only they don't stay dead. That can be a problem during wartime.
But that reminds me, something I didn't finish saying, like, you would think somebody's solution, rather than make us immortal, would be to try to make them mortal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because I feel like if we become immortal too, then this battle, this war becomes infinite instead of there being no point. They would just keep doing it just like we're going to keep doing it, you know.
I was raised to know weapons before anything else. You won't meet many women who could fashion arrow fletchings before they could speak.
Why'd there have to be many women? I know, leave me alone.
So long.
It's just my thought process. It's like, I don't think you'd meet anyone. You know what I mean? I think it would be rare, period, for somebody to be able to fashion an arrow before they could speak. See, we're so close to the end time of this video that I am gonna save the exclamation marks for that, and we're just gonna do some conversation.
You there? Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking from your eye sockets? I've been noticing the symptoms everywhere. No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, then we could all be staring death in the face. What have I done?
Oops, there's a quest. We'll save that.
Walk away.
She's like, don't walk away. Well,
Please
let's ask her
listen
the
to
other
me.
stuff.
Everything I've done may be ruined.
We'll ask her about the other stuff.
Haven't you seen it? The grim tower to the west. Avoid its shadow if you can, because what transpires inside Alistar will benefit no one. I would know.
I'm what transpired inside the tower.
I have seen many conflicts unfold, but never have I seen one in which the fates of so many are at stake. The Tuatha will not settle for simple victory. They want total domination and will do whatever it takes to achieve it.
Like, I wonder... And again, it's messed up that I've played this numerous times and certain things are just now occurring to me. Mind you, when you fight the Tuatha, you don't have to fate shift them. But it would have been cool if you kind of had to in order to prevent them from coming back. Like, that would have been awesome. Like, that's one of the differences between you and others. When you kill Tuatha or Fae, they don't come back. Like, that would have been pretty cool.
For years I dabbled in alchemy, healing, divination and transmutation. All of that seems frivolous now, what with the war looming over us. Now I spend my sleepless nights in search of a formula that will end such conflicts forever.
Yeah, well, see, she's trying to stop them from being able to come back, I guess.
If you must know, my name is Nani Henry, formerly the chief alchemist of Alistar. But you wouldn't know what that is, would you? When the scholars in the tower ordered me to leave the grounds, I took refuge here. The Almain are a private people, keen to keep to themselves, like me. Bandits, ruthless and well organized. The Red Legion is reaping many rewards by preying on vulnerable Almain settlers traveling east. Long ago, these villains confined themselves to the coast, but recently they've moved inland to avoid the war. Now they're our problem. They are the Undying, the corrupted roots. Their existence is an abomination. Everything in Amalur exists for a particular reason, except for the Tuatha. They're not meant to be. Please come back.
We will. Just not yet.
Don't believe what they say. Nanny Henry never worked at the Alistar Tower. She's just trying to scare people.
I kind of believe her, though. Like, if I'm completely honest, I believe her. Everything's theft. I don't remember what stealing is like in this game. Like, I think when you're away from everyone, you automatically get away with it, but it's still theft. Like, I just don't remember. And we're not thieves. Thayle doesn't steal. Not because he thinks it's wrong per se, it's just to him, Thayle having like the most severe god complex one could have for certain reasons. It's almost like stealing is beneath him. That's his mentality. Like, who would just leave this incomplete like this? You know? Grave of Alden Gorhart. Beneath lie the remains of Alden Gorhart, leader, father, visionary. May Matharu grant him rest and peace in keeping with the authorities' order. 1420. Okay. But see, like, learning this stuff does nothing. That's the problem, in my opinion. It should do something. It should unlock dialogue options and things like that.
I'm not accustomed to all of this excitement. It was difficult enough to adjust to life during wartime. Now we have to be on our guard for Tuatha right here in our own home. What is this world coming to? My experience is limited to Arnik Arjuna and Katrin Allway. They seem the same as any of the rest of us. Wiser, perhaps, but decent, hard-working folk.
Oh, that's nice of her. Unlike the other person that blamed them for the war.
Truth be told, I know nothing of why the Tuatha are at war with the Alfar, nor why men fight the way they do. All I know is who picks up the pieces. The Tuatha's madness infected the Winter Court. All Thaye existed peacefully for centuries, until the Tuatha got involved. It's sad.
Wait a minute. See? You did it! You did it to someone. That was not there before, I don't think.
I'm hardly a scholar, but I can tell you what I know. There are two Fey factions, the gentle Court of Summer and its coarser cousin, the Court of Winter. As a child, we were told stories of their ancient rivalry. These are surely myths, but enough to scare a young girl. In the last few years, the Court of Winter has fallen, corrupted by a group of powerful Fey called the Tuatha. It's the Tuatha we fight, and the Tuatha we will defeat. I would think they were a myth if not for the Tuatha. The Fey keep far from us. Perhaps they view us as intruders in their lands. Perhaps they disapprove of our civilized ways. Perhaps they know something we don't. I fear that most of all.
This woman seems incredibly perceptive.
I was a miller's love who became a miller's wife. Now I am the wife of a soldier. My duty is to hold vigil for my beloved and for all our men on the lines.
You do realize there's women fighting on those lines, too.
I was born and raised right here in the village. Well, not in Gorhart proper, but on a farmstead outside the village boundaries. It was a good life. Before the war, of course. It's my understanding that they were once members of the Court of Winter, and Fey like any other. But something dark lured them, took them, and twisted them in its grip.
All right.
Farewell.
Well, that's going to do it for now. I'm sorry there was like no action in this part of our adventure. But sometimes it's going to be like that. At least for us in RPGs, because, you know, there's a lot to interact with. Now the question becomes, do you favor developers streamlining that? Meaning maybe we shouldn't be able to have that much conversation with every single NPC if they're inconsequential? Or do you think the fact that we can actually adds to our immersiveness rather than simply being something that distracts us? I don't know. Anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, take care.